1979 to 2024, the chain reaction of wars that changed the Middle East. What if the wars we see today did not start today? What if they are part of a chain reaction that began more than 40 years ago? A single invasion, a revolution, a war over oil, and a terrorist attack that shocked the world. From Iran and Iraq, to Afghanistan, to ISIS, the modern Middle East was shaped by a series of conflicts that are all connected. This is the story of how one war led to another. Part 1. The first spark, 1979. In 1979, two events shook the region. First, a revolution in Iran overthrew the Shah and created an Islamic republic. The new government challenged Western influence in the Middle East. In the same year, the Soviet Union invaded Afghanistan. The invasion triggered the Soviet-Afghan War. Local fighters called the Mujahideen resisted the Soviet army. Many foreign fighters joined them. Among them was a wealthy Saudi named Osama bin Laden. This war would shape the next 40 years of global conflict. Part 2. The Iran-Iraq War, 1980 to 1988. Just 1 year later, another war began. In 1980, Saddam Hussein of Iraq invaded Iran. This conflict became the Iran-Iraq War. For 8 years the two countries fought brutally. Trench warfare, chemical weapons, and nearly 1 million deaths. By 1988, the war ended with no clear winner. But Iraq was left economically destroyed and deeply in debt. That debt would lead to the next crisis. Part 3. The Gulf War, 1990-1991. 2 years later, Saddam Hussein made a desperate move. In 1990, Iraq invaded Kuwait, accusing it of stealing oil. This triggered the Gulf War. A US-led coalition quickly pushed Iraqi forces out. After the war, American troops remained stationed in Saudi Arabia. For many Muslims, this was deeply controversial. Among those angered was Osama bin Laden. Part 4. The Rise of Al-Qaeda. During the 1990s, bin Laden formed the extremist network Al-Qaeda. He argued that Western powers were controlling the Middle East. Tensions with the United States grew rapidly. Al-Qaeda carried out several attacks. But the world truly noticed on September 11, 2001. Part 5. The 9/11 attacks. On September 11, 2001, Al-Qaeda launched coordinated attacks inside the United States. Nearly 3,000 people were killed. The event shocked the world. Within weeks, the United States launched the war in Afghanistan, 2001 to 2021. The goal was to destroy Al-Qaeda and remove the Taliban government that had sheltered them. But the story did not end there. Part 6. The Iraq War, 2003. In 2003, the United States invaded Iraq again. The government of Saddam Hussein was overthrown, but removing the regime created a huge power vacuum. The country became unstable. Militant groups began to grow. One of them would soon become infamous. Part 7. The birth of ISIS. In 2004, a militant group called Al-Qaeda in Iraq formed. Over time it evolved into something even more dangerous. During the Syrian civil war that began in 2011, the group expanded across borders. By 2014, it declared itself a new state. The world now knew it as Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, or ISIS. At its peak, ISIS controlled huge areas of Iraq and Syria. Part 8. Collapse of ISIS, 2019. An international coalition fought back. By 2019, ISIS lost most of its territory. But the instability created by decades of war continues to shape the region. Conclusion. From the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan, to the Iran-Iraq War, to the Gulf War, to the rise of Al-Qaeda and ISIS. History shows something important. Wars rarely exist alone. They create consequences that last for decades. And understanding that chain of events is the first step toward understanding the world we live in today.